In 2025, I decided to start taking my health seriously, and now 2026 is almost here, and I've officially gone down another shirt size. But never mind that right now. Let's talk about how the Sherlock Holmes stories, the original ones by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, were not very good mystery stories. Now, that's not to say that Sherlock Holmes are badly written stories. In fact, I think they're probably some of the best written stories of all time. But Sherlock Holmes stories are more like adventure stories than they are actual mysteries. Sherlock Holmes is this man who has these extremely great powers of deduction and observation. But in order to write that character, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle made it to where you, as the reader, don't know shit that's going on. I read the entire Sherlock Holmes collection, every single story that was written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and they're just not great mysteries. They're really not. They're fun stories. They're great stories. I loved each and every time I would go from one to another. I loved seeing what Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes were going to get up to next. I loved hearing what new scenario Doyle was going to invent. But what to me makes a great mystery story is a story that gives you, the reader, all the clues to solve the mystery. You, along with the characters, the protagonist, get all the clues you need, right? And if you pay attention and if you use some deductive reasoning, you will eventually figure out who the culprit is as well as the main character. But the kind of through line and formula of Sherlock Holmes stories, the original ones, is a client would show up, they would tell the story to Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes would interrupt them and ask like one question, and then they might visit the scene of the crime, they might have a couple of other conversations, but generally what will happen at some point in the story is Sherlock will go, "All right, steady on. Meet me at Baker Street at 7:35 tomorrow morning." And then he would just disappear and solve the mystery off screen. And then he would come back at 7:35 in the morning with the culprit in hand, or with the recovered jewels, or the letter, the missing paper, the document, whatever the case may be, right? Sherlock Holmes is a bunch of short stories in which you have to be in awe of this character, because Conan Doyle could not write this character being as great as he was without removing you, the reader, from the mystery. And that's why I don't think they're good mysteries. I just think that they're good adventures, and they're still really fun, and I still recommend them, but don't expect to get a good mystery out of it. Unless it's The Hounds of Baskerville, that one's actually pretty sick.